Hey friends. So with Meghan on her little tour making such a big deal about the name Sussex and how it's meaningful to their family, I thought it would be interesting to take a look back to 2019 when Harry and Meghan were singing a different tune about how they wanted their children to be raised normal and royal titles just weren't that big of a deal, not important to them, not to people like them. Let's take a look back, y'all. Oh, and first, before we take the look back, these are quotes from Omid Scobie. Now, it was long suspected that Omid Scobie was the unofficial mouthpiece of Harry and Meghan for things that they wanted to get out in the press, and for a long time, it wasn't proved. It was proved when Meghan had to apologize to the court in her and Harry's privacy case because she forgot about emails with aides that were briefing Omid Scobie on his book, Finding Freedom, about Harry and Meghan. So let me just show you all that real quick so that we know what we're talking about here with Omid Scobie. Let's go to 2021. Okay, so it's 2021. We got CNN here saying Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, has apologized to a UK court for forgetting emails she exchanged with an aide who was going to brief authors of an unauthorized biography about her and Prince Harry, reports the UK's PA press agency. She added that she had no intention to mislead the court. What do y'all think about that? Now, that wouldn't fly in America. In America, you can't just say, "I apologize that I forgot," to the court. It doesn't really work that way. There are rare occasions, sometimes people get sweetheart deals. Did you see Rose Blanchard? Anyway, if for all of Meghan's complaining about her treatment in the UK, this is an example of the extreme privilege she had there. She married into one of those most privileged positions possible and has done nothing but whine about it. Okay, anyway, so now that we have verified here that Omid Scobie was their unofficial mouthpiece, it says the Sussexes have previously repeatedly denied collaborating with Omid Scobie and Carolyn Duran in their book Finding Freedom, but Meghan apologized in a witness statement made public on Wednesday after a former aide told the court he did provide information to the authors. Oh man, so some of those emails said stuff like, well, there can be no direct communication. We have to be able to say hand on heart that we had no involvement. Okay, now that we've looked at that, let's go back to 2019. Okay, so in 2019, Harper's Bazaar and many other very well-respected publications ran this title. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's son Archie won't have a royal title. Baby Sussex will simply go by Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor. Let's take a look at the source and the quotes. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have finally announced the name of their son, Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor. After months of speculation, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have chosen not to give their son a royal title, royal correspondent Omid Scobie reports. This decision was all part of giving him as normal a life as possible, he tweeted. Prior to today's announcement, royal watchers have predicted the infant would become the Earl of Dumbarton, which is one of Prince Harry's secondary titles. His and Meghan's kids would have been eligible to become Lady or Lord, but it seems like they've opted out. Royal reporters point out that it's still possible Archie could become a prince when Prince Charles becomes king, but that's only if Meghan and Harry allow it. More on that later on. Okay, so let's unpack a little bit of that there. Do y'all remember when Meghan went on Oprah? And she said, and this was late 2020, I believe. Maybe it was early 2020. I can't remember. 2020 is a blur. Like it's Tiger King, toilet paper, who knows. So when Meghan went on Oprah, she said that one of the kickers was finding out that the children wouldn't be titled the same as the others. And how is that fair? And there was something about, are the royal titles that important? And her response was something along the lines of, is it their right to take it away? Actually, yes, it is. The family owns all those titles. And the queen disperses anyway. Now, another thing is Earl of Dumbarton. We have it on very good reporting that Meghan turned down Archie receiving that title right away because it includes the word dumb In the beginning. How ridiculous, y'all. And I don't believe that people in the UK actually even pronounce it the way I've been pronouncing it. I believe it's more like Dumbarton, something like that. I'm not good with that kind of accent. Y'all correct me in the comments phonetically if you know. But yeah, it's been reported by, very good sources that that was the reason. And also, it's important to point out here that this is 2019, and even American publications already knew that Archie and Lilibet would be eligible for Prince or Princess only when Charles became king, and if Meghan and Harry allowed it. Well, we know that later on, they absolutely flipped. They went from, "This isn't important to us," whenever they had it all in their hands, and now that they've left and it's all slipping away and nothing went as they planned, they're clinging on to it so tight, like, it's wild. And it seems very obvious the reason is money. The reason is merching. They didn't think they needed to merch while they were ensconced in the palace grounds, even if it was in a cottage. Okay, and then towards the end of the article, it talks about how Princess Anne actually did. She didn't just talk about it, didn't put it out there. She actually did turn down titles for her children. And Zara seems to really appreciate that. Um, and it says, it makes sense that Meghan and Harry have opted for Archie to grow up without a royal title so as to experience a normal life. We already heard rumblings of this decision before the Duchess gave birth. Now, here's a quote again from Omid Scobie. We've heard from several sources on both sides that the couple really hope to forego the formality of royal titles, Royals correspondent Omid Scobie said on the On Air podcast with Emily Andrews, royal reporter for The Sun. So it seems clear to me that what changed was the difference between having it all at hand and at that point acting like we're above this. We don't even need that. We are too much the people's people to worry about all that formality. Well, now that it's not all at hand, it's hey, I'm not Meghan Markle. I'm Meghan Sussex. You know this. What do y'all think?